joining us now on the program, our second guest today is the director of the Quality of Life Center with us on the Oakland County Megacast. Jackie Smiertka joins us now. Jackie, thank you for being with us. So once again,
Hi.
how are you? How's your team at the Quality of Life Center?
Oh, very well, very, very well. We are all healthy, thank God, and I knock on wood every day.
Well, that's good. That is good news to hear. We appreciate hearing that from you. So what services, for those who are unfamiliar, does the Quality of Life Center offer to our local seniors?
Actually, it is for seniors who have some form of the dementias, whether it be Alzheimer's, Lewy body, stroke victims, that type of thing. We have had a large number of different types, even as I mentioned, a Crohn's patient. Since I've been in business for 12 years, so it's a medical model daycare is what it is, and we are also a working model daycare, which there's more to be said about that, but that's the type of thing that we do here, and it is basically a respite for the caregivers. I always say I don't worry about my gang in the back because they are enjoying themselves. I do worry about the caregivers. I was one for my mom for 6 years, and it's a very emotionally stressful thing to do. I think it's the hardest job anyone could ever do in their lifetime, a very emotional job. So I'm always very protective and help the caregivers as much as I can in any way that I can.
In these times that we're in right now, where we're worried about the coronavirus and the spread of the virus, especially to our senior population, it has to be a really tough time to navigate for those caregivers who do utilize your service and maybe are a little bit nervous to bring their loved one to this center to take on your adult daycare services. How do you maintain COVID-19 compliance and safety, both for the families as their caregivers are bringing their loved ones in, for the loved ones who are there, and for your staff, of course, on site?
Well, what we do that I've always done for my 12 years is to constantly clean, to sterilize things, to be able to, we have like Purell all over the place. We have sanitizers for every piece of furniture that we use. Everything that they sit on, the areas that they're in. My limit right now are 7 clients, and that's because we can social distance more than 6 feet apart. Because when they work, it's very important that they work a distance away from each other, that they socialize a distance away from each other. So that is what we do. It has worked out quite nicely. We have, and I say this, and I always knock on wood, thank God we've not had a sniffle in the past 3 months, 4 months. It hasn't been a year yet, has it?
That sure feels like it.
It does seem like it's been longer than that. But we do, we have always done that. I've never had, thank God, in the 12 years, I've never had an illness or an outbreak here. The families realize that. The families are sure that I am as safe can be, and so that's the way we operate.
There are a number of services and activities that your organization, I was reading your website earlier, provide to these seniors who are coming into your facilities on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis, however often they are there. How important, especially during a pandemic, is it to engage our senior population, to prevent them from those feelings of isolation, to keep them active, to keep their minds engaged? How critical, especially now in the times that we're in, where it's so easy to keep people at home and to keep them isolated, to engage our senior community?
Well, one of the things is that this is known as a medical model and a working model daycare. So the medical model primarily is that we can have doctors come in. I have a podiatrist that comes in every 6 weeks. Of course, with COVID, that kind of delayed things a bit. The stressful part about that, not being able to connect with a psychiatrist or someone that is in the sundowning or the agitation in the afternoon time, to be able to help the family, has been really a rough road. And I can actually say it's, I've had a lot of sleepless nights because of it. But thank goodness we have been able to get that straightened out, and the person individual on an even keel. the best thing I think that helps them is that we also have this as a working model daycare, as I am very proud to say. We actually put them to work. I always tell them that when they come in that my grandma always said, idle hands are a devil's workshop. So we make sure that they are productive. They've done a lot of projects in the past 12 years. I would say it's probably approaching well over 6,000 pieces that they have painted. My husband cuts out the projects, puts them together. They paint them. They go to charities. Every year we have had Children's Miracle Network for the past 10 years, and the Children's Miracle Network receives 100% of the proceeds of the product that we sell. This year, they painted over 140 birdhouses from 12 inches to 8 inches high, and they started in January, thank goodness. And those birdhouses, unfortunately, could not make it over to Costco because of COVID. So we are donating them to a church that is not doing well, and that church will benefit from the birdhouses they have painted. But that's just an example. They do this all the time. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll be able to see the type of work they do. And actually, it's quite surprising.
Jackie Smiertka with us. She is the director of the Quality of Life Center. Just another minute or so with you before we got to let you go, Jackie. Anything else that you'd like to touch on today?
No, other than, I pray we continue to stay healthy. And, yes, we are a safe place right now and a safe haven for the caregivers.
Well, we appreciate having you on today, Jackie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being on.
Thank you. Have a great day. Jackie Smiertka, the director of the Quality of Life Center, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast.